Well, good morning, everyone. And it is Friday of the Apple Festival. And once again, another beautiful day in store for us here in downtown Jackson. Have you been to the Apple Festival yet?
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
Definitely.
Okay. Good deal. And but we do have some special guests here in the studio today. And first off is Carol, right?
Right.
Carol Salmons.
Correct.
And we are going to be talking about something very, very special. So welcome.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
of course. And it's something in Wellston, correct, that I've heard about?
Just south of Wellston.
Just south of
In
Wellston.
Berlin Crossroads.
Aha. I think I know where we're going with this now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Carol. We are going to play a message because if not, Adrian gets mad at me.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you what, then we'll be back and find out about this very special thing that Carol has to announce. And it's really, really cool. So we'll be right back after this.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
All right, and we are back with Carol Salmons here, and we are going to talk about something. Well, you have a kind of an announcement to make, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Well.
Very good. And so tell us a little bit about what you have to announce, because this is kind of cool.
Well, Sunday, we're going to have the unveiling of the Underground Railroad sign in Berlin Crossroads. And it will be at 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
It'll be at the Berlin Church there in Wellston. It's called My Father's Place, and it's right on 327. If you turn right off the Appalachia Highway to get into Wellston, instead of turn Wellston, you turn to the right instead of to the left.
Like kind of where Splashdown was, like
Yeah,
toward that
but
way.
it's before you get there.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's before you get to the stop sign.
Okay. The stop sign.
Yeah, the stop sign.
Stop sign.
There's a four-way stop there.
You know, it's called Berlin Crossroads for a reason, because there's a stop sign and two crossroads. Yeah.
But we hope that everyone that's interested in the Underground Railroad will come out and see this beautiful sign that Ron worked so hard to get.
Yeah, and Ron's your husband.
Yes, he passed away in January.
Yes, and we lost him. But he was working on this sign.
Yeah, he was the, they called him the historian of Berlin Crossroads.
Absolutely.
So,
and he had all these artifacts and all this cool stuff that he had found over the years.
And I plan to have all that there that day.
Cool.
And I'm also thinking about taking my Underground Railroad sign that, or not sign, the quilt that I made.
Oh.
And it tells the story about the Underground Railroad and how the different blocks on the quilt would help aid the slaves to freedom.
So here's what I'm going to tell you about that. And one of my probably the very first historical figure as a little girl that I ever researched, and I was fascinated by this, was Harriet Tubman.
Okay.
And I just loved her story, and the Underground Railroad was just so interesting to me that you didn't have cell phones, you didn't have the internet, you didn't have anything other than this literal communication that people came up with. It was like magic.
Yeah. And it actually started in Africa, and they did this with their things that they would make and to show signs instead of, because a lot of them over there, they couldn't read or write, so they would draw and they would make these quilts, and so they actually brought it over from that country.
And what the Underground, kind of explain what the Underground Railroad did. If I don't know that anyone doesn't know, but I think it's very fascinating.
Well, it was actually, there wasn't a railroad as you would think of a railroad.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of people that aided the slaves to get to freedom, and they were called conductors.
Yes.
So they would have these safe houses, and people, there was different signs that they could follow that would tell them where the safe houses were. So when you think about it, that's a long ways from way down south up to Canada.
It is.
So they needed help.
And also, again, without cell phones and internet and phones and all of the things. I mean, when you say they were conducted or there were signs, they weren't signs like walk this way. That's where the quilts came in. And were there other ways that they communicated as well?
I'm not real sure.
But the quilts certainly told a story.
Right.
So would they hang the quilts up? Is that?
Yeah, they would air the quilts out in the spring because that's when the slaves escaped.
Okay.
Usually in the spring. And they would put them over the banisters. So maybe you would go to one place, one plantation, and they would have a quilt. And you'd go to another plantation, they'd have a different quilt hanging there. So it would show them which way to go and
they all told a story.
Yeah.
Which, again, is like magic that everyone knew the secret language.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about.
The book that I read was Hidden in Plain View, and it was written by Jacqueline Tobin. Mm-hmm. And she had seen African-American woman in Charleston, South Carolina. And she talked to her. She was at a marketplace selling her quilts and so forth. But she talked to her, and she was the one that told her about this story of the quilts.
Uh-huh.
And she said it had been handed down to her from her mother and her mother's mother and her grandmother. So it was an oral story that was passed down.
This is amazing. The secret language that stayed a secret.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they had to be secretive because they had somebody following them.
Of course.
And they were trying to catch them, so they would find ways to go through streams and so forth to get the people off track where they were going. So it's amazing.
And Berlin Crossroads was integral in the Underground Railroad. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, the Woodsons helped the slaves get to freedom right there. And
is there a house there?
No, not now.
Is it gone?
There
okay.
was. But I don't know, maybe as you know, the Woodsons were descendants of Thomas Jefferson, the alleged son of Thomas Jefferson.
Okay.
So I think that it's been proven through DNA, but, some of them don't believe that, but they were the ones that helped with the conductors and to get this going. And they were actually beaten because of their help with the slaves.
Really? They got themselves into trouble, huh?
Right.
And a lot of people had all these secret passageways in their homes and different secret rooms and stuff to hide the slaves as they were traveling. I mean, the whole story, if you haven't read about it, is just...
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is amazing, and especially in that time.
Yeah, and each little town that helped them or each place that helped them, it seems like they've all got stories and they're all similar. Mm-hmm. So it's amazing how it worked.
Yep, it is, absolutely.
But anybody wants to learn more about it,
yes.
Come out on Sunday and see this and see all the history that Ronnie's dug up.
He has some cool artifacts.
Oh, yes.
Really cool stuff.
He had 144 metal detectors out there in, it was 2017. And they went all over our property and dug up all these bullets and...
little cannonballs. I remember he came on the show, and brought a lot of the artifacts that he had found, and I just found it fascinating.
Yeah, they actually found Well, it was like a pen. It was shaped like a pen, but it was made out of their bullets, the lead in their bullets, and they would melt it.
Okay.
And they would roll it, and it sort of looks like a pen. And what they'd do was they would cut themselves somewhere to get a little bit of blood, and then they would write with that pen that was made out of a bullet.
Wow.
So we found one of the metal detectors found one of those. So, but it'll be on display along with his other artifacts.
And then you're going to have, obviously, the sign will be dedicated as well.
It's being put up today, but it'll be covered up until Sunday.
Good idea.
So, yeah, I'm excited about it, and all the people of Berlin are excited, and it was the help of Berlin and all the people in Wellston that helped us get the funds for this. So I'm really excited about it.
You should be.
Yeah.
This is really, I mean, to know that our area was part of such history, even the John Morgan, Hunt Morgan thing, and the Morgan's raid, and all of that. So much of that happened in Berlin Crossroads, and you know, it's like unbelievable.
Yeah, it is amazing that a lot of the people in this area don't know anything about it. So Ronnie tried. I could refer to him as Ronnie because his mother always called him Ronnie, but most people called him Ron. But he tried to keep all that history alive, and he did digging and digging until he could
literally.
Really,
Literally, yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So yeah, I invite everyone that can come out and see it and support us in all his efforts.
Please, for sure. And again, that is Sunday at
2 o'clock.
At 2 o'clock. If you come off of the exit there at 327, go toward where Splashdown was, that direction, not the Wellston direction. And trust me, it's not that big of a place. You'll find it.
Right. Yeah, it'll be where all the cars are at the White Church.
Yes, absolutely. And what an incredible thing. And I'm so glad that you were able to continue on his legacy.
Yes, that's, one of his last wishes, that we get this sign up and keep it going as much as we can.
Well, by golly, you did it. So congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And find out about history. See some of the history because Ron worked so diligently to extract a lot of this stuff from the area and did a fantastic job of it, and then could explain exactly what all this stuff was, because it is really cool. And I remember he brought the cannonballs in, and you think of cannonballs as being like that, but they're just, there's like small.
Because they were shot out of what they called a parrot cannon. It's a smaller cannon.
Yeah.
And they put that on the back of their wagons to take it places.
It's all incredible to find out about. So, well, Carol, thank you so much for stopping in, and we hope that everybody gets out this coming Sunday to see the dedication of this new Underground Railroad sign there in Berlin Crossroads. And it is be part of the history of our area. I mean, it's just something that is so incredible, and a lot of people can't claim that where they live, so we can. We have that. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we do have a very, very we have two special guests. No offense, but one more special than the other. We'll be here in just a moment, but first, Adrian has a message, and then we'll be right back.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more, in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
All right, and we are back with our good friend, Officer Jay. Welcome back. And let's see, the last time you were here, we had some good news to report, and our good friend Blue had been, as many of you know, in a horrific accident. And he was doing pretty well. So you were able to report that. But Blue wasn't able to be out and about at the time. So guess what?
He's here.
Blue is here. We are so excited. He has won the hearts over of our entire Total Media staff already in about 13 seconds flat. And we are so happy to have him here. Oh, and you too.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. So tell us, how are things going with Blue?
Great. Wonderful. He is 100%. And
It's a miracle.
It is a miracle. Absolutely. And he is doing great. He was mid-July, I believe it was, or June, that he came back to work. And we were going to just slowly ease him into, he has to jump into the cruiser. We had a ramp so he could walk up so we were kind of anticipating it was going to be a while. And so he used the ramp for a while we were going back and forth to MedVet, getting his therapy done. But long story short was, I parked next to a curb at the high school, which was a little higher up, so he didn't have to jump as high. He jumped right in. I'm like, well, let's see if he can jump into the cruiser just regular.
Yeah.
And he leaped right in, no issues. And I'm like, well, I think we're further along than what we thought we were.
Well, and I get your hesitation of trying to, maybe push him a little bit too hard, considering all of the madness that he has been through. But just as everything else with Blue, miraculously, here he is.
Yes.
And he's so special, and he even healed in a special manner, and that's so cool.
It's been magical. I keep on saying it's been magical.
It is magical.
To watch the process. And of course, had he not been given the care that he had been given, had he not been a big deal, I think is the prayers. Our communities have rallied around.
Have you ever seen a community rally around anything like they did this dog? It's unbelievable.
It is. So it's super special. All the city, last time I was here, I think you guys put on there a link that people could donate. People use that link. I had an officer that had donated from California. And Chief Robinson told me, he says, you'd never believe this. He saw the story somehow. And I think there was 3 news teams that took his story, including you guys. And it just started coming in. To where all of his medical bills were totally paid for. And he was just as strong as we ever had imagined.
But that also shows you what he means to the community and to people, the kids at school, the teachers, the staff, and, our entire community, because he is so special. And so people, of course, latch on to that, and they want to help him get better because he makes them get better.
Yeah.
He enables people to get better. And can Blue come up here? Can we?
Yeah.
Come on, Blue.
Here. Over here.
Come here, Blue. Hi, buddy.
Right here. He's under the table.
We're getting there. So I had no idea. I don't remember him being so big. He is huge. So, Blue.
Here. Right here. Come on. We're trying to get it.
He's getting here.
We're trying to get it. There he goes.
There we go. Can you jump up?
I don't know. He's sitting down. He's so chill, though. I mean, he's so chill. You can barely see him.
You can barely see him. Here he is.
Blue, up. Here. Up.
There he is. We're so happy to see you, buddy. And he is
so good.
Back to 100%, you said.
He is.
Look at that. Did you ever think that he'd be right here at this moment?
I guess I
Way
hoped.
back when?
I guess that there was
Blue, you're
there's
such a
a lot
good
to
boy.
happen for that to happen. What we were really worried about was that his temperament could change because of here's it.
Maybe pain or
Yes, or because
just
he's
his trauma.
Right. So he is not just a therapy, now he's crisis therapy canine. And so how he handles children, how he handles crisis, how he handles all the things that he does, if that accident would have altered, then that could have brought challenges. So
Sure.
neurology and us were really worried that we can work with the physical stuff, but what's his mind? What's his body? Is going to be more skittish? Is he going to be?
I mean, that's fair.
Right, absolutely.
Like, we all would be that way
Absolutely.
after what happened. And if I don't know if you've been living under a rock, Officer Blue here, our beautiful doggy, was hit by a car, and it was just a horrible accident.
Yeah.
It wasn't anybody's fault. He he was doing dog things.
Right. It was on my property. It was
Yes.
on my property.
He was at
There's
home.
a gravel road, and Blue actually was running. My other dog was chasing him, and the truck was coming to a stop about 4 miles an hour. Blue hit the truck, from my understanding, and then rolled under the back wheel. So it was
Just an accident.
Yeah, he wasn't on the main road. He was on our property, and so then we rushed him to MedVet. What I think
Which,
is,
thank God for MedVet, by the way.
oh, absolutely. There's a lot of people to thank. So not too long ago, not wanting to talk a lot about it, but not too long ago, Wellston lost an officer.
Yes.
And so at the funeral that we had there, one of the things that Blue always did, it was so heart-touching, is that when he would come into work, that Officer Juniper was there, and Blue would go straight to his chair and sit down and lay down and go to sleep as me and Officer Juniper would be talking or figuring out what happened the night before. So at the funeral, it was packed out. There was no room for anywhere
Of course,
for
yes.
everybody else to sit. So I took Blue with me because I officiated the funeral up there, and he went straight to Officer Juniper's casket and laid right down. So again, I say that, obviously that's an emotional moment, but there's something about him. That's why people love him.
Yes.
He feels what we feel. He knows when we need an extra hug, whether it is a special needs kid. It just happened this week. A special needs kid came in, has never met Blue, has some probably extreme challenges in her life, and Blue just laid there and was petted, and it was a first encounter, and everybody in the room was doing what you're doing.
Aww.
Everybody was smiling. There might have been a tear or two. It was a magical thing that happened.
That is incredible.
And I think that's the value that he brings,
Yes.
not just to our department, not just to our community, but to our county, to even other far-reaching places.
Yeah, and it's interesting, like all week they're like, Officer Jay's going to be here on Friday, and I'm like, okay, cool, love Officer Jay. Is Blue going to be here? And everyone said no. We don't know if he'll be able to come or not. And I was like, okay, that's fine if he doesn't. And then I walked in, and there he was, and I just, your heart just beams when you see him.
Yeah.
He's just an incredible animal. So tell us, he's had it rough here. He had a rough year, but he's doing very, very well. But tell us a little bit about how Blue came to be, because I know we've talked about this before, but I think it's really unique, and I don't know that people understand what having a therapy or a crisis therapy dog means.
Okay. The short story is, as a school resource officer, an SRO, there are trainings that are always presented throughout the state of Ohio.
Sure.
And there was a specific training for a therapy canine program. All the need to know information, it was in Columbus, Franklin County SO was putting that. They have that program. They train in that program. So they were going to kind of have a Q&A and tell us all about it. And I asked my chief, I said, can I go? Wait, I've never even thought about this. I love being an SRO. Can't imagine taking my dog as well, a trained dog. And so he said, absolutely. So we went. I couldn't find any loopholes, any really liabilities. Came back, and it was like it just kind of grabbed a hold of us.
Yeah.
And so we started trying to map out a plan to present that to our mayor and leadership staff.
As you're thinking, okay, I want a dog. Will you buy me a dog?
Exactly.
It's like a child.
Yes. And so when we went in there, Mayor Hudson was mayor at the time.
Yes.
And we didn't even get through our spiel. And he says, whatever for the kids, whatever we need to do. And I'm like, we have more information to share with you. But he was he was sold. And so that started the process of locating a dog, trying to figure out the temperament of the dog, getting him evaluated. Once we got the dog, then we had him evaluated through Calm Companions. Chris is one of the great trainers there in Athens. And so we just started this process, and we kind of jumped in with both feet.
Yeah, and it's an incredible, and I mean, let's just be honest. Our communities have lucked out with this dog. And
That's
you and
right.
I were talking off the air earlier today is, are they bred for a certain thing? Yes. But at the end of the day, it's like the Budweiser Clydesdales and all of that.
Yeah,
They have to go through all of this strenuous training and evaluation because they can't do something wrong.
Yeah.
So you go and you get this dog and you research and all of this, but you don't know at the end of the day what his personality is going to be.
Correct.
I mean, it could just go wrong.
Correct. Thus prayer. A lot of prayer. And so when we found that, that's why we went through all these hoops. We went through Calm Companions. They've been a ginormous support.
Okay.
Deputy Metz, now Sergeant Metz at Franklin County SO. She was the one doing the trainings for him. And when they met them and had great reviews. And then we just jumped in and started with training. And today, so in our region, Blue was the first police therapy canine.
Okay.
In this area. Well, now we have Gallia has Zaya.
Okay.
Zaya,
Yeah.
and so they have one. And then we just got Mascara, the sheriff's office. And so it's a lab and is with the deputy. And so it's amazing. Now we have 3 that's in this area, and people are figuring it out. This is a ginormous, not just for kids. It's not just kid thing. It's adults, it's professionals, it's businesses.
I'm just going to tell you, my blood pressure went down, thank God, about 20 points the minute I saw him, and it does. Yeah. And it's been proven.
Yeah.
So let's talk for a minute about what a service, like a therapy dog like him is versus there are other police dogs that are working. He's a working police dog.
Yeah.
As a therapy canine.
Yes.
But there are also police dogs that are out working and trying to do other things.
Yes. Yeah. So you have most popular is your drug dogs.
Sure.
That they're working dogs. We have one in Wellston. Of course, the agencies here have one. You have search and rescue dogs.
Yes.
So there are a lot of different. In Athens, they have a bomb dog. They have 2 bomb dogs.
Really? So they sniff out explosives?
Absolutely. And they're training every single day.
That's amazing. So there's all these facets of different things that these dogs are doing.
Yeah, and so when they figured out, we've had therapy dogs around for a long time.
Sure.
A very long time. But for law enforcement to bring this as another tool, it's come with its own set of challenges. Mm-hmm. But what we're finding is that it's becoming a major component to helping people. Case in point, I got a call. I was, Jay, can you bring Blue by? We have somebody that is suicidal, that has locked themselves in a room. They're not coming out. We don't want to just bust down doors. Can you see what Blue will do? Well, when I got there,
that actually happened.
Actually happened. So a couple years ago. So when I brought Blue in, she might have been in the restroom, and I knocked on the door, told her who I was, and she opened the door, cracked the door open. She says, "Officer J?" I said, "Yeah. Is Blue with you?" I said, "Blue is with me." I said, "Why don't you finish what you're doing and then come out and we'll just sit on the ground?" Absolutely. So she washed her hands. When she came back out, she sat down. I didn't say anything. I didn't say, "Blue, go say hi." I didn't say anything. Blue got up, walked over, laid in her lap. And she didn't want to go with the squad. And so I said, "Well, here's the leash. You want to walk him out to the squad?" "I think I can." So she walked Blue out to the squad, got in the squad, got the help that she needed.
Ugh.
So that is just one of hundreds of stories where I didn't need a taser. I didn't need to scream and yell. I didn't need it.
Sure.
But it was something that we could not do.
As humans.
That he did. Yes.
That he did. Yeah.
So that's why we've taken it from not just a therapy canine to a crisis therapy canine, because he is showing up in crisis moments when it's a safe environment that he can walk in. And we've been to, again, a lot of different situations, special needs situations, adults with special needs that are not understanding what's going on, and they're elevated, their volume. And Blue walks in and lays right down beside him. They start petting him. And it brings, like what you said, all the stress all the way down.
Yeah. And that's the point.
Magical.
It's the point. But that's him.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we were talking about off the air. You know, you can train them, you can do obedience, and you can teach him all the commands in the world, but he just has it. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is, he has it.
Yeah. So I want to share two things with you real quick. Is that all right?
Please, yeah.
So number one is we just got a couple of these coins. And so we didn't get a lot of them, but wanted you guys to have one of those. It's just one of those challenge coins. I was just told that there's a football game coming up in Wellston, and Mr. Hendershot said, "Do you think that Blue would be an honorary captain?" And they're going to use the chip for the coin toss. And
it's a coin.
It's a coin
with him, like a heads and tails.
Yeah.
I love it.
So the other thing is, these are little wristbands that I had made a long time ago, and it says add value. It's a plus, value plus. And so, again, that's what Blue embodies, is we're adding value. Blue does not fix anybody's problems. I wish he was. I'd be a millionaire, gazillionaire. But he does not fix anybody's problems. But what he does is he brings a positive distraction, and it's called a reset. And that's what we're trying to get all of our kiddos and adults to understand, is that no matter who you are, where you come from, no matter what's going on in your life, there can be a positive distraction. So I've never had a job to where I got to bring such a positive, impactful thing other than Jesus Christ. So I think it's awesome.
It is. Maybe he's a little bit of heaven here on earth.
Maybe he is.
He could be. Well, we're so happy that you stopped by today, and we're so happy that Blue is feeling 100%.
100%.
And again, the story of, and I know you told it the last time you were here, but his care and his healing, and every day was a miracle.
Every day.
And my favorite story is the one where you were talking and he wagged his tail.
Yes.
Because they didn't know if he was going to be paralyzed. They had no idea. He saw you and he wagged his tail.
He did. Right after spine surgery.
And the whole place lost it.
And it seemed like they did.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yes, it's been awesome. And you guys have been awesome. Thank you for letting us come.
Thank you for sharing him with us. We love that.
Yeah. And he's sleeping right now. He's chilling.
He really has it hard right now.
So there was just one thing that when we went into therapy that his gait was kind of out. I was talking a little bit
Yeah,
before.
this is a really interesting story.
So when the doctor over therapy came and talked and was kind of working with him, because the three things that were impacted with the accident was his bladder exploded, and then his pelvis was fractured, and because of that, it just created hematoma on his spinal cord.
Right.
So, but when he was walking, his legs weren't broke, but his gait was out. So he'd walk like this, and he had a hard time getting up. She says, I think that we can fix this. They put him in the aqua therapy.
I mean, this is like a human going to therapy, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
we're going to fix this.
Twice a week in Columbus. And so when we got all done, if you saw him walking straight, he has no awkward gait. It's totally what it should be. You would never know that he was ever involved in any kind of an accident. So it's not like, man, he's doing pretty good for what he went through.
Right.
He's doing unbelievably well.
No, he's again, it's unbelievable.
It's awesome.
No more walking like an egg beater, right, buddy?
That's right.
Yeah. No, and it is incredible. So the hydrotherapy or the aqua therapy, how does that work? I'm just curious for my own knowledge. Like, how is it like a pool that they go into?
It is.
Or
It's more of like a water cage. So it's about the size of a big dog, and there's a treadmill, so they can walk. They can raise the treadmill up, depending on what they want the dog to do. Of course, you'll have a harness of some sort,
Sure.
and they hold him up so it's not all that weight, but he's in water as well, so that helps. So it really helps with the joints, and they can really hone in on what he's doing when he's walking to kind of recorrect. And so it was about a 45-minute thing that they would go through. They would put him in there, and they started at like 5 minutes and worked up to about 20 minutes, and then they would work on different things and maneuvering as a therapist would.
Just like a human therapist.
Yeah. Awesome.
So there are dog physical therapists then, I assume?
It looked like it. And that's the thing.
Isn't that wild?
MedVet is like the conglomerate of all of anything that a dog or an animal would need.
Yes.
They have it right there. I think that's probably why it's so expensive. But they have everything.
You're
that
not
you need.
kidding.
So he was able to get the very best care, in my opinion, on the planet. And the expense of that was because people like you, everybody. That donated.
Yeah.
About
Our
$30,000.
entire community. Yeah.
$30,000.
To get him to the. But what is a dog's worth? How many people has he helped along the way?
Yeah.
And that is why everyone was so willing to help Blue.
100%. 100%.
Yep.
So we all say thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. And thank you to our communities, for everybody. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, it had to be so heartwarming for you all as well. Never seen anything like it. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We know that you and Blue have to get back to work. And we appreciate you bringing him in and sharing him with us this morning. Yes. And, of course, the story. So, Officer Jay and Blue, if you see them out and about, say hey. And I'm sure Blue would be happy to give you a hug.
He will.
Yeah. He gave me one this morning. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we do have a message. And and you guys can stick around for this if you want. Our sweet Adrian over there has never in his life, and I don't know how this has happened, had a Malner cinnamon roll from the Apple Festival. So we are going to have Adrian try them right here on the air and see whether he thinks what we say about the Malner cinnamon rolls, because they are mind-blowing.
Wow.
Whether he thinks that they are up to the standards that we do. So we have another message? Yes. Okay. And then we'll be back, and Adrian is going to eat cinnamon rolls, and we'll see how it goes.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
All right, and we are back with Adrian, who you never get to see on this side of the camera. But you, thank you for all that you do, because you certainly run this program and keep all the buttons pushed properly. And when you're not here, typically bad things happen, but that's okay.
I need to thank Dylan for giving me a computer so that way I can hop on in if something happens.
That is true, absolutely. Sometimes he even has to pitch in from home. We're sorry that you're sick, Adrian, but we need your help. But no, we were talking here on the air a couple weeks ago, and somehow we got on the subject of Molnar cinnamon rolls, and you blurted out that you had never had one before. And the whole place went, what? Like, what? See, even Pete Wilson's like, what?
Talk about a deprived child.
Yes, deprived. I know.
Well, I can make this even worse. I didn't have a ski until last year, where Hayden Milliken had me try a ski at one of the fairs.
Okay, child, I need to talk to your parents a little bit about this. But and I love your parents, but I need to talk to them a little bit. So Liv was so kind as to go down and get 2 different Molnar cinnamon rolls for you to sample this morning. So the one on the left is vanilla, and then the one on the right is the maple. What is it called? Maple icing. Yeah. And I don't care. There they are. Oh, wait. There. Thanks, Liv. And you said that you don't like pecans, so we did not do the pecans. But trust me, get the pecans. Because if you're going to eat a Molnar cinnamon roll, you may as well just go for it.
Yep.
If you are not allergic to nuts and all that stuff. So, all right. So what have you heard about these things? And then we're going to see if it's really up to snuff for you.
What I've heard is that I should have had these years ago, because I've been born here in Jackson. Like, I should have had these a long time ago.
I mean, how old are you?
19.
He's lived 19 years on this planet and never had a Molnar cinnamon roll. So you're welcome is all I'm going to say right now. All right. So we're going to try it.
We're going to start with the vanilla one.
Okay. And you got to get down in there and get all the stuff. All right. Do you like sweets?
That's really good.
Uh-huh. You're welcome.
I love cinnamon rolls a lot. Mm-hmm.
You can just go ahead and say that's probably the best cinnamon roll you've ever had, right?
Probably, yeah.
I can for sure 100%. Cinnabon got nothing on these people. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to the maple.
This one I'm very curious about, because I really like maple and I really like cinnamon rolls. So
it's all that you think it's going to be, I promise you. Make sure you get all the goodness from down there. Because if you get the icing, it kind of like either soaks it up or it goes to the bottom of the container also. So you've got to, you got to dip it in there. Dip it
again.
Dip it on that side. See where there you go. I'm being bossy about this. But. All right.
That's really good. That's really, really good.
I had a feeling.
Why did I miss out on this?
I know.
That's really, really good.
See?
Shout out to Chris Boyle for coming up with having me try them on air.
Exactly.
But no, those are really good, and I'll have to get them whenever I'm done there.
Definitely. And they are, if you have not had a Molnar cinnamon roll in your life, like Adrian, I don't know how that's a possibility. But if you have not, they are down by the old health department, kind of down that direction, kind of down from the courthouse just a little bit, and they're always in the same place. But get all the stuff and things. Get the icing, get the nuts, get all of it if you're going to do it. Except for if you don't like nuts or you're allergic. So, which one did you like better?
Probably the vanilla one. Still.
The vanilla one?
Yep.
Okay. Very good. So vanilla it is for Adrian. All right. Well, we'll let you go back to your duties, but you can take your cinnamon rolls with you. Because Pete Wilson's here in the house, and he is going to tell us about some news. Again, you are welcome. Now he has been exposed.
Oh boy, the scent remains over here.
I know, right? It's not fair.
Talk about a tease.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. Okay.
You're not joking.
I haven't had one this year.
I haven't had one either.
That is dangerous that there's most of those two remaining over there within reach almost.
I know. So
don't leave them behind, even for a minute there, Adrian.
I'm telling you, do not leave those things laying around because they will disappear.
Around here, definitely.
Yeah. But no, I'm going to go down tomorrow and get some for the staff, I think, because we're working all day tomorrow at the Sixth Sense. So.
Okay, all right. Well, you know how to do incentives, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We did noodles yesterday, so.
Oh wow! Yeah. Can't go wrong there either.
Lots of noodles.
Absolutely.
Yep. People are like, "Why are you walking that way with food?" I'm like, "Well, I had to get the noodles for everybody." Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
all right.
Well, what's going on with the news, Pete?
Well, we'll talk about the Apple Festival as we head down the home stretch. Last 2 days, of course. And a couple of things today I want to point out or re-point out, because we probably mentioned this before, but we're here now, and the here and now is Friday. 5 p.m., this was something not on the schedule, but really wasn't set up until a couple days ago, and that is the ceremony at 5 o'clock there at the Jackson County Courthouse, just right there in the heart of the festival.
Yeah.
Where they are going to dedicate the reburial of the Apple Festival time capsule.
That's right.
Originally buried in 1990 in front of the Memorial Building, unearthed 25 years later in 2015. New stuff or more stuff, not sure which, buried again.
Yep.
And not to be unburied again, unearthed until 2040. However, we have the Memorial Building demolition and construction, and they are moving the time capsule to the courthouse. And so the Jackson County Commissioners, of course, they were enablers there. It's on county property. And they and the Apple Festival officials are supposed to be there for the ceremony, reburying the time capsule at 5 o'clock. They do invite the public to come because this is a big ceremonial thing for the Apple Festival. I do understand that they have already unearthed the time capsule from in front of the Memorial Building. Have some witnesses on that.
Okay.
And I'm not really sure whether they're actually going to rebury it or it's already been, but they're going to celebrate and recognize the fact that that time capsule is in a new location.
Pretty cool.
Right, and I did find out that they're not going to put anything new in it. They're not even going to open it up.
No,
this
it's
is
just getting moved.
A relocation ceremony. So that's at 5 o'clock. Of course, later on this evening, the big thing, of course, is Nashville artist Dylan Carmichael coming. Dylan will be the featured performer. There he is. Doesn't he look like a nice guy?
He does.
That will be tonight at 9 o'clock. I'm sure there's going to be a warm-up act there that's very good as well. So music all night there at the heart of the festival at the General Mills stage. That'll be at 9 o'clock. And Carmichael has really been a name in Nashville since 2018 with a number of hits. And his concert, of course, is free. You got to remember this.
That's right.
You don't have to pay to get into the festival grounds. You don't have to pay to sit or stand there. Normally, Jennifer, I'm usually not around because I'm at a football game, but I know that it is just like Times Square there for these Friday evening concerts. So, if you want to get a seat on the bleachers or even just your own lawn chair or folding chair, you need to set it up and be there. But that is at 9 o'clock tonight. And then, of course, tomorrow, the grand finale day. We look for this to be one of the biggest days in festival history. I don't think that's going to be an overstatement. We already know the weather is going to be good.
Incredible.
It's going to be hot. Mid-80s, but it looks like we're going to have a cloud cover, maybe. So maybe not quite so hot as far as the sun beating down on you. but all sorts of things. You have to grab a schedule to look. But I guess the big attraction, without question, is the appearance of the Ohio State University Marching Band. It took a lot of doing on both ends for this to happen. A stroke of luck that the Buckeyes are off on Apple Festival Saturday.
It just so happened.
That is the first thing. They were here in 2001, and it was great then. There you see, I think that is where the tuba player is about ready to, or the sousaphone player, whatever that thing is, they're about ready to dot the I there in the famous Scriptahia. And I don't have their program or agenda, but I'm betting you they'll do Scriptahia at Alumni Stadium for that band show.
So, yes.
Speaking of the band show, it will start at 1 o'clock. You can be there as early as noon for the gates to open. There is no reserved seating, but you can buy tickets ahead of time, and that will keep you from standing in line. If you're local, I really recommend that you do this because there'll be lots of folks coming in from out of town that will probably buy at the gate.
Yeah.
So
go ahead and get them. You have the opportunity to get them now.
12 high school bands and the OSU marching band at Alumni Stadium. $20 is your ticket. I'm guessing if you have a concert with the OSU band only somewhere in an auditorium or an outdoor arena, it's probably going to cost you more than $20. So that would be my guess. So this is still a bonus, and you got to remember this costs a lot of money to get the OSU band here. Just the expenses of getting here, and then
they don't donate their time.
And then then the hospitality.
Yes.
Whatever. So anyway, you're supporting something as well as seeing something that you probably remember for the rest of your life. I was there in 2001.
I remember it just like it was yesterday. Yep.
I was there too, and now they have a little better entrance for that Scriptahia there at the bigger stadium. So that was very special. And I'm not sure there was a seat to be had in 2001. And this is a bigger place, so there's not going to be any problem having a seat. But if you want to have the best seat possible, go as early as you can.
Yep.
Of course, you'll be crowning a Little Miss Apple Festival earlier in the day. That'll be up, of course, at the festival grounds. We'll find out the Hog Wild winners. Then in the evening, the grand finale parade, 7:45 p.m., the largest lighted parade in the state of Ohio. And yes, the OSU band will be there. And I tell you,
it will be an emotional moment
that
when they come by.
parade is so huge. You have no idea who is going to be there for that parade. You have some celebrities, some public people in the public, other celebrities showing up. I have unofficial information to expect some of that stuff, so that it will be a spectacle in and of itself, and nobody likes to miss the parade. It's a long parade route, so go early because I'm sure that this will be one of the biggest crowds that they've had because of the OSU band, just the momentum that this festival has had since it started, and the fact, of course, that the OSU band is there.
You got it.
And then it'll all be over, and late Sunday we'll never know that it was here.
Other than it smelling like a giant French fry in downtown Jackson
for
an additional week.
That is exactly right. Okay, some other. Oh, we got to say this. We told you about the headline stuff, but we've got to give credit to the person who won the apple pie eating contest because this is important too.
It is.
It was Abram Reynolds, and there he is. I believe he's a junior high football player for the Ironmen, and I believe his father is Chad Reynolds.
Yes, he is.
And his grandfather is Jim Reynolds.
Yep.
So what's the chance that boy is going to play football?
I would say that's probably good.
We do know, and he does. He looks like a chip off the old block.
Yep.
And you know what? He is. I know he's a very good football player, and now we know that he's also a very good apple pie eater. I think he took on some adults there,
nice,
and put them in their place.
Love that.
Alex Shope was there to record this picture, and we'll have that will be follow-up coverage here in the newspaper. I'm not sure whether he used a fork or silverware or anything like that, but usually it's better if you just dive in there.
Just go for it. Yeah.
Dive in there with your mouth. Okay. So even with the Apple Festival, we cannot lose sight that this is Air Show Sunday.
Yes, it is.
In Benton County. This will take place. We had Nick Rupert here earlier in the week. So that will take place Sunday at the Benton County Airport. It will start at 12:30. They put on a great show. It is they bill this as the largest free air show in the state of Ohio. Nobody has challenged that claim. There is a $10 donation ask for parking.
Yes.
And so, how many fannies can you get in your SUV or your pickup truck? So what a great deal that is. And and they really need the money because this goes to support operations at the airport. And that is not always a big line item in these small counties because there's so much that they have to do. But yet the public officials and the boosters people on the private sector that make the airport go, they realize how important an airport is, not just for the pilots, the local pilots, of which there are some, but also for economic development and tourism. Because some people will not have a business here, some people will not visit here if they can't fly in because they don't live in the next county.
Exactly.
So lots of things about the air show. We've already posted online and in past papers, but all sorts of things.
And you get to see a flying lawnmower.
Right, stunt
the
flying,
only time
flying
a
lawnmower.
year.
When will you see Santa Claus in a parachute, dropping candy? So I'm sure they bought insurance for him and everything. But that will start, I think, at 1:00. And I've never had it. I've been to the air show a couple times, but I've never had the barbecue chicken that the Eagles make. But I've heard that it's
famous.
It is the best. All right, speaking of Vinton County, they have started on the Maud Collins mural.
Okay.
And we have some photographic evidence of that.
Oh, cool.
That Amanda Mason posted.
Look at that.
They started on Wednesday afternoon, okay? I think it was Wednesday afternoon that they started. That's Pamela Kello, of course, that is doing that, the renowned artist of Chillicothe that's done murals in other places. And the transformation just from the beginning of Thursday to the end of Thursday afternoon was something you can see it really taking shape right there.
Yeah.
Did they say how long they thought it would be? Have it done?
She said she was hoping it should be done right around that 100th.
October 9th.
Yeah, right around there.
October 9th was declared as Maud Collins Day because it's the 100th anniversary of when she took over for her slain husband, who was the sheriff.
Yep.
But anyway, that work is going on. We will bird dog it. I know Amanda Mason will as well from her perch there right across the street to discover Vinton County. But once again, if you haven't paid attention, this is on the west wall of the Vinton County Courthouse. That's right there at the corner of Main and Market, State Route 93 and 50, facing the State Route 93 side. So you can see this taking place here in the next couple weeks, and we will certainly pay attention to that as well. I want to tell you about an issue that the Jackson City Planning Commission and Jackson City Council is facing. We had that zoning question about the transitional housing house there at 153 Portsmouth Street, and that may be ongoing, but right now the city has determined that they feel it does not fit the zoning for that residential area, and they're saying that it can't be allowed by zoning. Now we're spinning all the way over to the back of East Main Street behind Taco Bell, behind the Arby's restaurant, and behind the Ironmakers branch. There is a big 20-acre plot there that Holzer Health System, Holzer Consolidated Health Systems bought a long time ago because that's where they were going to put the hospital until they found the place out on Burlington Road. So they've had this land all along. It's very nice. It's not right on the street, but just off the street. They figure they can get access off the highway. But the Geiger Brothers, which of course runs a big contracting company in town, they are looking to expand their manufacturing and fabrication on that location. It is residential zoning, though, and they need industrial zoning, okay? So from their standpoint, they feel like they're going to create some new jobs and expand what they're doing. Sounds good, right? Well, the neighbors that are in that area, in the Walnut Hill subdivision, and I think also on that end of Jackson Heights where Dawson Street is, that's contiguous with this land, they're not sure that it's a good idea to put it there. They're not against jobs, they're not against Geiger Brothers, but they think, can't you put it somewhere else? So the Planning Commission had a hearing before the last council meeting.
I mean, it's all commercial out there anyway.
In front, it certainly is.
Okay.
But behind it, it's residential right now. So I
guess I can see both.
The question is for the planning, and here's what the neighbors are concerned about. They're concerned about noise. They're concerned about environmental pollution. They're concerned about water runoff because, you're going to have, concrete and buildings and all like that. And they say one of the neighbors said they already have problems there on the Jackson Heights side with the drainage and all. So they're talking about that. And they're also talking about their property values, and they're saying, thinking about the trucks coming in, they're wondering what kind of industry it's going to be there as far as environmental. Scott Massey, who is the CEO, I think that's the right title for Geiger Brothers, was saying there's not going to be that kind of pollution. There may be some noise because of trucks. He says they will work on any retention facility to handle the drainage.
If there's anybody in the world that can do it, it's Geiger Brothers, right?
Right. And he says the zoning laws won't allow them to be right up against property lines anyway. It'll be more towards the center. It will be a pretty big development over time if it's allowed, more than one building. And the way he described it was fabrication and manufacturing on that site. They're not going to move from their Ralph Street location. This is just this is another place to expand. It's really not very far as the crow flies from their place on Ralph Street. So here's the city stuck in the middle. They had the Planning Commission hearing. They made no decision because the Planning Commission makes a recommendation to City Council, and City Council can say thumbs up or thumbs down to the recommendation from the Planning Commission. But the Planning Commission recommendation, not decision, has weight because they're the ones that had to study it. They deferred a decision and having another public hearing this Monday before the next council meeting.
I think that's fair to gather more information.
So,
information is key.
If you're sitting where they are, you're certainly for business development. Geiger Brothers has been a great corporate citizen, but what about the rights and feelings of the neighbors too? You're always sensitive to that. So, that's the issue right there. So we'll see how that plays out on Monday night. A couple of other things real quick we want to tell you about. Friday night football. The Jackson Ironmen will be going to play the Ironton Fighting Tigers
dreaded Ironton
in the Tigers' Den. Ironton is the defending state champion, and I will be honest with you, I'm very proud Jackson Ironman fan. The Wheelersburg Pirates are very good too. Those are two of the quality programs. But Ironton has separated themselves from everybody around here in the last couple years. And Ironton won the state championship last year. I know they graduated a lot of good players, but they must have got some new ones because they have not been beaten. They have trouble.
What is in the water down there?
They have trouble scheduling teams from around here. They played teams from other states so far, and they have creamed them, all right, if I can use a football term. So Jackson is going down there. Jackson has a wonderful team. They're 3-1. Their only loss was to a very good Wheelersburg team, but they are going down to Ironton, playing them at Ironton. Of course, the radio will be there as well. Our other three local teams are in action as well. The Oak Hill Oaks are at home against South Gallia. The Benton County Vikings are home against Athens, who is the favorite in the TVC Ohio, so that's a tough matchup for them. And Wellston is on the road at Albany Alexander. So all those games on the radio. We have streams for the Oak Hill game and the Benton County game because they're home. That's on the Total Media YouTube channel, and it will be live streaming and then posted after the fact, so you can see that too. Warning that they will be starting hydrant flushing in the city of Jackson. Not every place at once, all right? But they will start on the south end of the city starting Monday, the 22nd of September. And so I think you can call the utility office at 286-4419. They may be posting things on Facebook, I'm not sure, but I know that they're starting the hydrant flushing. They did put out a notice on that. They think it'll take several weeks, maybe up to 4, and they'll move across the city south to north. So be aware that if you do see some brown water, don't freak out. Keep the water running, or don't use it for a little while. And
don't wash your whites.
It'll pass, but the hydrant flushing is something that has to be done as a maintenance thing at least once a year. Also, ODOT has announced, this isn't ODOT, this is the Jackson County Engineers Office. They have announced that a section of Beaver Pike will be closed through a bridge replacement project out there on the west end of Beaver Pike starting Monday. That will be between Umbleby Road and Glade Road. That's almost all the way to the Pike County line, but this is a bridge replacement project. There isn't one lane, there isn't any lane. So you gotta go around, find another way if you're local. That is, if you're heading out to Beaver Pike west towards Beaver, before you get to Beaver, you're going to run into that project. So State Route 32 is one of the go-arounds there, if I may say so. Also, Harrison Township Fire Department, that's in Vinton County. They're on the east end of the county. They're going to do their famous Touch a Truck Community Days event tomorrow. That will be 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. There will be a firefighter water ball challenge as well, a silent auction, vendors to sell all sorts of cool things, door prizes, and of course, food available for purchase. Maybe Adrian will take up his leftover cinnamon rolls up there.
No, he will not.
Just to help him out.
Do you still see the gleam in that child's eye over there?
I did have to see that. I cannot believe. Adrian, how old are you? 19 years old and did not have a cinnamon roll.
I know.
I mean, if you had to walk by, you'd at least smell them and you'd draw you in. Yeah. Although I will admit, if you're walking the Apple Festival grounds, isn't that some tough decisions to make?
Some real tough decisions.
What are you going to eat that has high cholesterol? The big question is, what are you going to eat that has low cholesterol? I'm not sure where you're going.
No, nobody.
It's once a year.
Has anyone seen the salad booth? Says no one at the Apple Festival, right?
Oh, here's my low sodium sandwich.
Yes, right. I can't wait to have that no salt sandwich.
Hey, you gotta live, right?
You do. Listen, it's 1 week out of the year. Go for it.
That's exactly right.
So, yep, absolutely. Well, Pete, I'll tell you what, I know you and Dan, and Pete will be on the road tonight to Ironton to cover the Jackson-Ironton game.
Right, and we will continue, of course, covering the Apple Festival. I know the radio boys will be doing some more live remotes today, and I think tomorrow as well. And I know that on the total media side, instead of the Telegram streaming, we're planning to stream the grand finale parade, and so I'm looking for that to be on the Total Media YouTube channel, and I think they're going to attempt a live stream. Our streams that we've done of the Apple Festival parades and other activities have really gotten a lot of views, and there's already a lot of people there, so you know that there is a lot of support and popularity for what's going on at the Apple Festival while it's going on and after the fact.
You got it. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we do have to get out of here for the day. Get out to the Apple Festival if you haven't, and just check it out. It's really, really cool. And it's going to be an amazing day tomorrow with the Ohio State Band and all of the other folks in the parade and all of the fun. It's just going to be a blast.
Right. And I know that there's a lot going on and people may have some personal things going on, family in town, but do your best to take in as much as you can.
Exactly.
Because, the OSU band, who knows if we'll ever get them back in Jackson.
Absolutely. And you know what? All on Monday, we'll be back here and it will all be gone.
That's exactly right.
Take advantage of it while you can. All right. Well, we will see you right back here on Monday. Thank you so much for tuning in and have a wonderful weekend. And thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.